What is going on, gamers? We're here with my boy Nathan. Now, Nathan's managed to come tied third. I'm going to give you third.
You're gonna give me third?
You definitely came third. He's come third at our Grimdark Gaming, 1K tournament event, and he's got himself a top cut mat. What were you playing, Nathan?
I was actually playing WarGreymon X-Antibody, so I was tossing up between a very controlling, memory efficient black WarGreymon deck or just straight up aggro WarGreymon X-Antibody. Decided to go with this because of the whole stack building format. Pretty much if you see the line in this, you can just OTK. It's a lot better for that, especially when people might take some time to stack up. Especially if they don't see the perfect draw, so just a better option. So go into deck thrower. So just for the eggs, just running 4 of the Koromon, or the X-Antibody Koromon I guess it would be, so it's just a straight up on Greymons or Agumons, get plus 1k. You can run a 5th egg as the Koromon with the draw, or you can sub out. I've seen some people sub just completely just one of these guys and the 4 of the draw one. I feel like the 1k is extremely important in this meta, especially when a lot of decks are running like 13k level 6s. The Alphamon deck has Death X1 and Alphamon or Incomon, which is both 15 and 16. That 1k swing into their security guarantees that you're going to swing over them pretty much. No easy, so just running 4 of those. Next up for our rookie lineup. So we are running 4 of the promo Agumon. So same kind of thing, the 2k bonus on Greymons is just very important for swinging over Digimon into security. Nothing more needs to be said about that one. We are running 4 of the BT5 Searcher Agumon. Obviously, Searcher to grab all the pieces that you need. You do run Omnimons in this deck. You tend to see them quite often, even only running a few of them. So sometimes a double out is fantastic, but just extra search pieces. And our last bunch of rookies, rounding it out at 12, is obviously Agumon X-Antibody. Definitely run it at 4. Just the extra searches, it's so great. It's just even on a hard play or when digivolving on any of your Agumons. Also, what is really awesome to have is because with this Koromon here, you can just swing in for 3k, which can matter in some instances if you just need something and has a chance to survive. But there is another option that you can do later on with Agumon and X-Antibody and another Agumon, but I'll talk about that later. So yeah, those are our rookie lineups. Just around about 12. Decided to just go with standard numbers.
Yeah, I like that.
Next up we have our champions, or level 4s. So we are running 4 of the security Greymon. Straight up, you just need to kind of see this in the stack. If you don't see this and you don't have, tie on the board or set one more Greymon, or you haven't done any chip damage, you're probably not going to have the OTK potential. It just helps so much.
Luckily, you got that extra Agumon Searcher now.
Yeah, pretty much. The extra Agumon Searcher means you can definitely dig him out if he's down the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Which is fantastic. We are just running 4 Greymon X-Antibody. Pretty much X-Antibody deck. Digivolving for free, gives you the protection.
It's pretty good.
It's awesome. And then we are only running a 9th Agumon rather than like 11.
I love to see it.
Yeah, so we are running the 1 hybrid. It does come into play. It's actually helped me win 2 or 3 games during the tournament, which were quite critical.
You gotta play it, I swear.
Yeah, I feel like in any deck, just 1 hybrid, if you're running Tamers, it just helps me so much. My deck variant is a little bit strapped for, I guess, space in some areas, but you can work things around. You could run more champions at the deficit of other cards, but I feel like 9 worked out completely fine. I don't feel like I was in any bad state during the tournament, so just the 9 champions. Next up, we've got our level 5. So 100%. We are running the 4 Metal Greymon X-Antibody. You need to see this card.
This card is great.
The +1 security attack, is amazing. It helps you OTK, but it's that 3k DP boost when swinging in. It guarantees you swinging over big things in the security stack.
Yep.
Next up, we are running 2 Classic Collection or EX1 Metal Greymons. Piercing ends up being important. You could probably get away with not running the 2.
Yeah.
I feel 2 is quite good because in some of my matchups, if a person just had a blocker on the field and I didn't have this in the deck, I straight up just couldn't OTK. There was nothing I could really do, unless I had an option card, which I'll show later, to help out with that. And then after that, we have the Metal Greymon, the new promo Ultras mode. If you control a Tamer when Digivolving, pop something 5k or less. I didn't have any matchups, thank God, but against the Massaymon, popping the Gatomons, people with memory blockers and stuff like that, or any other kind of like lower, was it 1 Digivolution cost blockers? They're usually about 5k DP. Helps you pop those. It digivolves on Metal Greymon for free, so it's an extra resource and it comes with an added protection effect. So if you don't see Metal Greymon X-Antibody, this guy's doing the same thing.
Oh, and it identifies as metal as well.
Yep.
And so you go like on there for free and then on there for free.
So you can pretty much go 1, 2, 3, and that's
pretty cool.
Yeah. So you get the protection, you get the extra resources to chuck away.
Get the piercing as well.
Do remember to read this card though, because I made a fatal error through the tournament.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'll talk about that later. But these ratios I found out were fine for the tournament. You could run more, you could run a little bit less, you could run 1 card less. I feel like 8 is the perfect amount.
Yeah, I really like your ratios there. That looks good.
Yeah. Thanks, Mia. Alright, going on to level 6s. Okay, so we are only running 3 of the WarGreymon X-Antibody. I feel like I didn't need to see any more than 3. Most of the time, if I didn't, like, I was always kind of seeing 1 or 2 in hand, either by like the early stages of the game. Quite okay. Individuals obviously on WarGreymon for 1. Yeah, it's a absolutely great card. Being able to extend your plays by swinging for like 5 security and pretty much digivolving him for free is amazing. But yeah, I don't think you need to run 4. 4 I think is a bit extreme, especially when you're running 3 of this other set 1 WarGreymon. So I'm doing a 3 and 3 ratio. I've seen people do a 3, 2 and a 1 with the 1 EX1 Greymon for the Blitz effect, comboed with X-Antibody to go into him for essentially 4 cost as well. But yeah, the security attack is awesome. Yeah, it gives you another OTK potential from even like less of a stack, and not activating options against like blue, against Massaymon or security control decks, or against like purple decks. You're pretty much going with a really strong advantage, and there's not much they can do, which I'll talk about as well in my matchups. So yeah, just the 6 of them. The reason we're not running 6 of those is because we also run 3 level 7, so we're running 2 Blitz Omnis. I just decided to go with 2 different artworks.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, Blitz Omni speaks for itself. It's too good in an OTK deck. If I don't see a Goonimon as well in hand, that's just another way to go for game, because you just hit for 5 or 6 security. You'll usually be up on exactly 0 memory, and then just swing for game.
Very nice.
And then I also run 1 X-Antibody Omnimon against Alphamon matchups or Payildramon matchups and stuff like that. If you can get onto this guy, you can pretty much guarantee that they're not going to OTK you on the backswing. But at the same time, you can also not run this card. I feel like I can use the slot for something else, so that's also okay as well. But I definitely used him during the day, and he definitely saved me.
Yeah, that prevent attack effect is very good.
Yeah, and especially that you can prevent attacks, so things swing into him.
Yep.
And then with
if you get the Altarius mode or the
if you have
other Greymon,
if you have Greymon X-Antibody,
you protect yourself too.
Other than a DP reduction or a D-Digivolve effect, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I really like that. Good combo.
It's a really amazing.
You're getting some Yu-Gi-Oh level of protection up in here.
Pretty much, yeah. Just detach, exceed.
Yeah, exceed materials, baby.
Awesome.
All right, so option time.
So we're going to Tamers first. So we're running 3 Cool Boy. The reason I opted to run 3 Cool Boy instead of 4, simply because we were playing a mulligan format tournament.
Yep.
So I don't feel that you need to run the 4. I don't think running 2 as well, even in a mulligan format, you definitely need the 3. Just the advantage you can gain is amazing, as you'll see in like obviously Alphamon decks, but digging through your deck and then getting the extra draw on a Metal Greymon play going for game can like really save you there. And then we just play 3 think it's BT1 ties.
Oh, because you'd always have 4 underneath now.
Pretty much, yeah.
All
So
the X-Antibodies.
yeah, he's a memory setter, security +1. It's so easy to get 4 underneath him. Even if you have to slap down like a metal Greymon from hand, and that's not even a joke.
Really?
Yep. So if you slap that metal Greymon from hand, you can literally, if you have a really top heavy hand, you can literally go 1, 2, put X-Antibody under that,
That's true.
the option card, and then you can either go that or that for a free Digivolve because you'll have 3 memory, or just go that.
Even that into that without X-Antibody.
Yep,
is,
or just that
is
stack
enough.
like that.
That's enough.
Yep, there's an extra +1, or if you have multiple
so
ties,
good.
there's multiple pluses.
Because I did find Ty used to be kind of bad back in the day, just because like you have to have
you
the
only
head.
had vanilla stacks. But
Yeah.
because you can get, because of the X-Antibody cards and now the new Ultras mode, getting 4 underneath is not
Ty's
difficult
values
at all.
just go on up and up.
Yeah. So that is it for the Tamers. You don't run any more than that, I feel, in a mulligan format. You can mix the ratios around a bit. I've seen people run 2 Ty, like 3 or 4 Cool Boy, and then they just use some other options.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like this ratio was completely fine. I was never wanting, except for one matchup. I still managed to win, but I bottom decked 3 Ties in a row, so that was fine.
Oh, you hate to see it.
So yep, 2 X-Antibodies as my first option.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's not bad.
X-Antibody card. Super great security. Only running the 2
Yeah.
because mulligan format once again. When I was running the 3, I found like I was seeing it in my hand too many times.
Yep.
You only need to see one of these cards for the whole game. I was getting 2 in my hand so much, so 2 is fine.
Yeah, 2 seems like a good ratio.
I'm running 2 red memory boosts. You could flex it up and run 3. I found 2 was fine as well. Like I was searching enough pieces that I feel like I didn't need to waste any more memory trying to get 4. But even if you do run the 3, obviously hitting in security or the delay, fantastic. Lets you OTK easier when you have a bit of a janky hand. And then last, I'm running a Gaia Force 0 and just a standard Gaia Force. I feel really comfortable always running a security safe option type of card, or something that can just blow up something on the field if they don't have protection. There's a lot of deck profiles saying, or people were saying not to run cards like this because there's so much protection in this format. But people getting the perfect protection on the turn that they need happens maybe like 60% of the time, 70% of the time. That 30% of the time, guarantee you these cards will save you. There were so many games where people actually hit Gaia Force 0 in security and it absolutely deleted their stack and stopped their OTK potential, and I just won on the swing back. So definitely rate it. Also, there is a cool combo with Gaia Force 0 where if you have WarGreymon X-Antibody on the field, you can literally just play this for 6. He will swing in. If he hits like 5 security, you're paying this card for 1 essentially, because he gains you all the memory back. So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
So that is the deck there, man.
I think the deck worked for you very well because you made it to the top cut. But do you want to talk quickly about your matchups in the 5 rounds leading up to that?
Yeah, so for the Swiss rounds, my first matchup actually, oddly enough, was against another Greymon themed deck. However, their top end was Galmon and Black WarGreymon. Yeah, it was a back and forth kind of game. It went to game 3. So game 1, he saw the complete line. I saw a basic line. He pretty much OTK'd me by turn 3. Game 2, it was a little bit more back and forth. He was building up a stack. I somehow managed to get 2 stacks out. Swung in for like 3 on 1 stack. Swung in again. He had to block with his only stack. And that just like deleted that, and then he had to just scoop there. Game 3 was the opposite of game 1. I saw the complete line. He unfortunately didn't draw anything, so I just won. Game 2, I went up against a purple yellow.
Is that the security control?
Yeah, it was like a security. It was Musketeers. Musketeers.
Yeah, Musketeers.
They were very option heavy. So game 1, I got into set 1 Greymon. Like just in essentially my raising zone.
Yep.
Played it, swung in. 4 out of her 5 security cards, I kid you not, were like Kakata's Breath, 5
so it was Beelstar.
Yeah, it was Musketeer Beelstars. And because I had set 1 WarGreymon, just shut all the options off, and then I won. Game 2, I took a risk because otherwise she's going to win against me the next turn. Swung in with just X-Antibody WarGreymon, and unfortunately she only had Digimon in the security stack. So I got all the memory back and then just splits for game. So I was going with the advantage. Round 3, I was up against an Alphamon deck. There was Nathan's Alphamon. That was a very back and forth up until game 3. Literally came down to the wire. Both decks performed as they should, but in game 3, unfortunately, he saw one card one turn too late, where I just won the game. Round 4 was another Alphamon matchup. It was Dave.
What's your score at this point?
I'm XO this game.
Yeah, so you're 3-0.
Yeah,
Crazy.
3 wins.
Crazy.
Yeah. Next up, I went up against Dave. Unfortunately, I just saw nothing for both the games. And he saw average to good lines. So obviously he won that. So that was my first loss. And then I went into round 5, and I was actually on the feature. So if you check out Grindark's channel, they should have the video up for that.
I have a link to that in the description.
Up against another Alphamon. Actually, up against the second place is second place is Alphamon's fight. And it ended up being a draw. So he won. I believe he won game 1, and then I won game 2. It was just a back and forth. Both decks did what they needed to do. He saw a lot of the advantage in game 1. I saw the OTK right in game 2, and then in game 3, there was literally 6 minutes left on the clock. None of the decks could win in that time. He could just put up a wall of blockers if he wanted to. I have to find the perfect line to swing over anything he's got in security. It got to time. Both of us still had like 4 or 5 security left. We didn't have much else to do, so we couldn't actually extend too much further, so we just called it a tie.
That was round 4, right?
Round 5.
Oh, round 5.
Yeah, so I went into, I made top cut at 5th or 6th place. And I was at X11, so 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss.
Nice.
So the going into top cut, my first match in the elimination was actually a rematch against Dave's Alphamon.
Oh, okay.
I won 2-0. Unfortunately, it was the reverse this time. So he didn't see. He kind of bricked, and I saw everything. So that was a bit upsetting because we couldn't actually have a proper matchup.
But we take those in top.
We do take those. I mean, that's just bad RNG, and we take those wins, I guess. And then so top 4 now. I went up against the first place Imperial Dramon. Game 1, I saw nothing. I completely bricked, and he saw his hand, and it was a very quick win for him. Game 2, I semi-bricked, and somehow managed to just, out of pure luck of draw, I guess the way my deck is structured, and the Agumon as well, very important.
Heart of the cards.
Heart of the cards on that one. Game 3, I kid you not, we both saw our decks were doing what they wanted to do. Made an Omnimon X-Antibody play. Just an Omnimon Blitz play, sorry. He was pretty much at like 0 memory, 0 security. I had only been playing the deck. That was the second tournament I'd been playing the deck for, and I still wasn't completely aware of all the cards effects. I wasn't reading properly. The Imperial Dramon player made a Mega Death move. I completely brain dead, didn't read my cards because I was so used to WarGreymon X-Antibody in the stack, which he wasn't this time. And I just shoved the whole stack to the grave pretty much. I actually did have the protection.
You did.
If I used the protection and negated the Mega Death, I actually had won the game for in tournament and would have went to the finals. But unfortunately, that's where I cut it there and lost. The store wanted to ask us if we wanted to see between myself and Loz here, if we wanted to see who exactly came 3rd or 4th, but we were happy. It was a long day. We were happy to shake hands and tie for 3rd and watch the finals.
Exactly.
But yeah, this deck has the potential to go to finals. If you know it really well and learn to read your cards in very critical positions. That was the one time during the day where someone did something to my stack and I didn't triple check my effects. I literally just
always triple check your stack.
I literally just shoved it in. But 100%, I feel like this deck in the Mulligan format.
I feel like you've got the list down, but I'll just ask anyway, is there anything you would change moving forward?
There's a few little things I would change. First and foremost, with my level 5 ratios. I feel like you need to definitely run 4 of the WarGreymon X antibodies. So you could probably cut Omnimon X antibody or one of the Gaia forces to run an extra either WarGreymon Classic 1 or WarGreymon Ultras mode. Because you kind of need to see these bases to make use of that really well. And there are some times where you just see this guy way too quickly.
Yeah, your level 5s are randomly really important now in this deck.
Yeah, so finding these guys sooner, so upping that. Another thing you could also do, so I'm only running 4 and 4 of the Greymon Security and the X-Antibody. Running some of the BT5 Greymon can be really important as well. Even just 1 or 2. That 2k boost onto any Greymon or Omnimon body in some positions could become really clutch for you, rather than in a Goonie monster mid game. Because it could just help you boost over when you don't see the argument. Or when you're sitting on an Omnimon, the next turn you can definitely swing over, Alpha Mons or whatever in security stats. So maybe level 4 and level 5s like work around a little bit. But that's probably the only changes I would make. I was pretty comfortable with it. I feel like the 2 Gaia Forces definitely saved me in so many clutch situations throughout the day. I think in my very first round of Top Cut against Dave, he actually had an Alpha Mon stack without protection, and the age-old first security check Gaia Force popped his whole stack, and then I just counted in one.
I would love to see it.
But yeah, so that is 3rd place WarGreymon X-Antibody that can make finals if you read the cards.
It really can. Congratulations again, my man.
Alright,
and your
thanks, man.
final question: who's Joe?
Your mum's uncle.